and welcome back to the Better Your Life channel, where we discuss all things related to anxiety and our mental well-being. Today we're going to be looking at 15 well-being strategies for children and teenagers. So positive mental well-being helps children and teens develop the confidence and resiliency to cope with life's challenges. Here we shall share strategies for children and teenagers that parents can also adopt themselves. So why is it important to look after our mental well-being? At any age, positive well-being enables us to have more confidence and a healthy belief in ourselves. It strengthens our self-esteem. We have positive and more fulfilling relationships with others. We can cope with anxiety and other challenges better. We can adapt to change in a positive and constructive way. Now, this doesn't mean we will only ever be happy, as life will always give us challenges, but it does enable us to cope with challenges in a practical and productive way. Now, you can implement these strategies right now to help both you and your children with your well-being and enable better coping strategies that you can both use going forward. Now, before we look at the 15 strategies we can implement, please do go ahead and like and subscribe to our channel and hit that notification button so that you're kept up to date every time we release a new video, and you get to make use of the links and the free resources that are over in the description. Now let's jump straight back to the strategies. Number 1, it's good to talk. Let your children know you are there for them when they want to talk. Now, it may be a big decision for your child to open up about their worries and anxieties, so you want to ensure that you give them the time and the attention that they deserve. So I understand that you might be in the middle of something, but if that is the case and you can't stop what you're doing, then let your child know a time later in that day when you are able to give them your full attention. Sometimes older children, they just want to offload and they are not necessarily looking for us to fix something for them. Now check in with them before you start offering solutions, because they will feel much more empowered if they're able to come up with the solutions that work best for them. Now, in this instance, your role as their parent or caregiver is just to be there and support them, guide them possibly, but not tell them. Number 2, encourage journaling. Now, older children and teenagers may prefer to have a journal they can write in. Maybe they can set aside some time when they get home from school to write their thoughts down. This should remain private to them unless they choose to discuss it with you. Now, journaling is not the same as a diary. It is more of a brain dump of all our thoughts and feelings in that moment. Getting these out of our heads and onto paper can be a great way of identifying what is worrying us. Journaling also helps us to recognise triggers and learn new ways to better control our thoughts and our feelings. Encourage your child to reflect on what they would say to a trusted friend who is struggling with something similar to them, as this provides the opportunity to practice more positive self-talk. Younger children are a bit different. They may prefer to draw their feelings in their journal. Encourage them to express themselves however they feel on that day. Now, we have a variety of free resources over in the description that will prove helpful to anyone struggling with anxiety. And if you're not sure where to start, download our journaling questions to reduce anxiety, as that will help you with this exercise. Number 3, we can create a worry box. If anxious thoughts continue to overwhelm your child, they may wish to create or produce a worry box. There's instructions over in the links of how you can do this. Now, when your child is feeling calm, you can either work on a project together or they can do it themselves, depending on their age. Decorate an empty tissue box. Get your child to write about it. or draw their worries and post them into the box whenever they're feeling anxious or concerned. Then you can sort through the box together at the end of the day or the end of the week and tear up any of the worries that they're no longer there. Over time, your child will begin to see that the worries may not be quite as big as they originally thought they were when they've noticed that they've actually gone away. Other children like to fill a balloon up with water, write their worries on it and throw it up in the air. The balloon bursts on impact with the ground, and this can provide a great sense of satisfaction for some children, and it's a relief that that worry has just dissipated. Now, if you know anyone else struggling with anxiety, please go ahead and share this video, as that helps me reach more and more people and get the message out there that nobody needs to be struggling with anxiety. Number 4, let them know this feeling will pass. We all go through life experiencing a wide range of emotions. These emotions, such as happiness or sadness, they come and go. Some emotions may feel stronger than others and feel that they are more present or even dominating our lives for longer, but they all come and go. Remind your child that our feelings can constantly change, and this time, this too will pass. Now, what can you do together to break their challenge into more manageable chunks? Number 5. This is a big one. Be aware of what you and your family are listening to. Now, we all know how listening to the news can contribute to us feeling upsetting emotions with all the doom and gloom that is reported. And even very young children can still pick up on the upsetting nature of these news stories. They can pick up on the tone of the stories even if they don't understand the words. So even if your child is not actively listening to the news, our minds are still being fed these stories. Remind yourselves that these negative stories, these negative news stories, are not a true reflection of what is actually happening in the world today. There are a lot of positive stories too, but they don't feature in what is so often reported. It is also worth listening to the words of the music you and your loved ones are listening to. Song lyrics are often about heartache and negative emotions. So if that is what you're listening to, try switching to a more uplifting playlist instead. Number 6, they can create a self-soothing box. Now, your child might enjoy a self-soothe box which they can fill with things that help them when they feel anxious or overwhelmed. This self-soothe box may contain things like their favourite books, as well as photos of loved ones and happy places, places that remind them of enjoyment and fun. Perhaps they can include a stress ball or a fidget toy for when they have an anxious moment. Encourage them to collect happy mementos from family holidays or days out. This may be a postcard or a stone from the beach, a twig from the park, whatever is relevant to them. Now, depending on their age, they may want to include anxiety-reducing aromatherapy oils and positive or uplifting quotes that can cheer them up and empower them when they need it most. When they are feeling calm and content, encourage them to write a letter to themselves, listing all the things that they are good at or have overcome. You may want to write a letter to your child as well that they can keep in their self-soothe box. Now, if they're really struggling to write a letter about all their good things, ask them to write a letter about one of their best friends, all the positive things about their best friends, because then you'll be able to show them that they have the same traits that the friends have, and they can then recognise them more in themselves. So if you're wondering, who am I and how am I qualified to give you this advice? My name is Jennifer Roblin, and I am an anxiety specialist and therapist. And I've helped thousands of people learn the tools and strategies to manage anxiety and overcome the root cause that is unique to them. I'm the founder of Better Your Life, and my team and I are passionate about helping individuals who are currently struggling with anxiety, stress and burnout. Number 7, practice gratitude together. Each night before your child goes to sleep, discuss the 3 best things that happened to you both that day. And make sure you're grateful for them. Now, There is always something to be grateful for. Even if it is as simple as enjoying their packed lunch at school or feeling the warmth of the sun on their face, feeling safe and snug in their bed or having a cuddle. This reminds us of the good things that have happened that day because it's all too easy to focus on the negatives and not the positives. And this also helps promote healthy sleep. Number 8, breathing techniques. We often underestimate the power of breathing techniques. So when we feel anxious or stressed, our breathing becomes really shallow and our heart rate quickens. We can reverse this feeling by slowing down our breathing. One of the best ways you can do that is to encourage your child to place a hand on their tummy, then take a big, long, slow breath in through their nose and notice how their hand rises as their lungs expand with air. It pushes the hand out on their tummy. Encourage them to hold their breath for 1 second, then breathe out slowly as if they're blowing out a candle. This sends signals to our body that we're in a safe place because we're slowing down our breathing, which is the opposite of the fight and flight response for our breath to speed up. Repeat this for about 5 breaths or longer until they start to feel a bit calmer. I've also got videos on this channel about 4-7-8 breathing. This encourages us to breathe out for longer, which signals to our bodies that we're in a safe place, and it enables our heart rate to calm down. Meditation and mindfulness, number 9. Meditation and mindfulness can be practiced at any age, and it gives us the opportunity to slow down and check in with how we're really feeling. Now, meditation involves paying attention and grounding ourselves to what is going on in the present moment, the here and now. Meditation and mindfulness, it reconnects us back to our bodies and to our senses. We do this by focusing on our breath and paying attention to the sights, sounds, smells, touch and tastes in the present moment. Mindfulness is an awareness of our thoughts and feelings as they happen moment by moment without judging them. When we encourage children to be mindful, it can help them develop skills to deal with the stress of school, studying and general life really. Number 10, spend time together in nature. Nature can be a great boost for our mental well-being and it helps us feel grounded. Spending time together in parks, forests or near water has lots of positive benefits for our mental well-being. Listening to birds or the wind in the trees, watching the clouds, it has a very calming effect on us and it helps us focus on the present moment instead of worrying about something in the future or something in the future that hasn't yet happened or something in the past that we can't change. It's also a great opportunity to encourage your child to open up about their feelings because if you're walking side by side, there's no direct eye contact, so children tend to open up more. If you have young children, then maybe you have an old phone or a camera that you can encourage them to take photos in nature. This really helps them to look at nature as something to be appreciated instead of something taken for granted, and it gives them a real focus and a sense of achievement. You can also choose to spend time gardening or growing your own food together. This is a great way of encouraging them to eat more healthily too. Maybe you can both offer to walk someone else's dog or volunteer to pick up rubbish at a local park or a beach. Helping others is a great way of boosting our self-esteem because it gives us that sense of achievement and satisfaction. Number 11, get creative or learn something new. Now, what can your child do to be creative right now? Do they like painting, colouring, drawing, baking? Creativity gives us an avenue to express ourselves. It helps boost confidence and it releases stress and tension from our body. When we're learning something new, something that excites us, we can have a feeling of pride. As we learn, we can boost our sense of achievement and our sense of belief in ourselves. It increases our self-worth. It can be something simple like learning how to bake a new cake or take better photos. Or it could be something more challenging, such as learning a new hobby or a new language. Number 12, revisiting a past hobby. What hobbies did your child used to enjoy when they were younger? Was it playing an instrument or dancing? Was it football? Maybe they enjoyed singing or doing theatre performances. Often, the hobbies we enjoyed when we were younger fall by the wayside when we are busy with schoolwork and general life, but they can be some of the things that we are most passionate about. Revisiting a hobby is a great opportunity to tune into our passions and remind ourselves how we used to feel before the stresses of life took over. Now, if you're finding this video helpful, then please remember to like and subscribe to my channel and hit that notification button so that you're notified every time we release a new video. It also helps us to get the message out to more and more people that nobody needs to be struggling with anxiety. Number 13, nutrition can also impact our well-being. Evidence supports that as well as affecting our physical health, what we eat can also impact our mental well-being. Improving your family's diet may help us to have more energy, think more clearly, and improve our mood and concentration. Eating small, regular meals stabilises our blood sugar levels and avoids mood swings and tiredness. Try and encourage your child to avoid too many sweets and biscuits, as sugary food causes our blood sugar to rise and crash dramatically. Increasing fruit and vegetables will help as they contain essential minerals, vitamins and antioxidants and fibre. Raw veg such as carrots make for great snacks. Also, don't forget to stay hydrated. Drink water because your body needs water. That's what it's predominantly made up of. You can also use frozen or tinned fruit and veg to cook with, as well as fresh. And junk food can be high in salt, saturated fat and sugar, and low in fibre. So if children regularly eat these foods, it can increase their long-term risk of obesity and other health conditions. Avoid sugary and caffeinated drinks such as coffee or energy drinks or fizzy drinks, and encourage water and herbal teas instead. Number 14, exercise. Try to focus on exercise being fun, as children are more likely to engage when they're enjoying what they're doing. Young children have a lot of energy, and exercise can include running around at the park, playing catch or kicking a ball. Offer them lots of praise and encourage them to keep moving. Encourage young children to get moving with a game of Simon Says, where they have to copy your moves and then make up their own moves, and it makes it fun and enjoyable for them. If you don't have the outdoor space, then play some of your favourite tunes and get dancing around the kitchen together. If you're struggling to find the time to exercise with your children, try leaving the car at home and encourage them to walk to school or the shops with you. This is also a great time to encourage conversation and find out what is really happening in your young child's world. They're far more likely to open up when we're walking. Last but not least, sleep. Number 15. Sleep is an essential process that helps our bodies and minds to repair, restore and function effectively. Sleep is vital for maintaining good well-being. It is recommended to have a consistent sleep schedule and routine at any age, adults included, and avoid electronics 1 hour prior to bedtime. Take a young child to bed as soon as they are starting to show signs of sleepiness, as this helps them learn how to fall asleep on their own, how to self-soothe. Now, if toddlers wake up in the night, it is best to take them back to their own room and their own bed immediately so they can practice falling asleep alone. And I do understand how hard it is when they're upset and you're tired, but it would be easier in the long run if we do return them to their beds and let them learn how to self-soothe. We're often advised we should be aiming for 7 to 8 hours of sleep each night. But for teenagers, the recommended amount of sleep could be as high as 10 hours per night. Now, the teenage years are a highly developmental period, and the brain and the body go through major changes during that transition to adulthood. And this affects our emotions and our personality. So sleep is absolutely vital for teenagers. Unfortunately, research indicates that many teenagers get far less sleep than they need, and this impacts on their studies and mental well-being. Teenagers often have trouble falling asleep at a sensible, healthy time because their brains naturally work on later schedules. Furthermore, blue light from their electronic devices also delays the release of melatonin, making it even harder for them to sleep. Ensure their room is dark, cool, and quiet, and try and avoid any electronic devices if you can. If they are still struggling, encourage them to try a relaxing bedtime routine, like taking a warm bath or a shower, reading, listening to music, or meditating before going to sleep. Now, if you do need further support in overcoming anxiety, please get in touch. Anxiety is a journey that involves a combination of techniques and strategies. While you can implement all of these tools independently and all the advice that we've gone through, seeking the support of a mental health professional does provide an additional level of guidance and assistance that enables your children to enables you and your child to get to the root cause of anxiety and negative thoughts. Now, taking care of our mental health is an essential part of our overall well-being. If anxiety is left unresolved, it can spiral out of control and have a significant impact on our relationships, our work, our school, and our family life. It is my belief that nobody needs to struggle with anxiety, and we just need the strategies and the techniques to overcome it. So if you do want to take the next step to have a happier life where your fears no longer hold you back, click on the link below and book a free, no obligation consultation call. Please also have a look at the free resources over in the description as well. And while these workbooks cannot eliminate anxiety or get to the root cause, they do go a long way to aiding you on your journey to become anxiety free. So please share your top tips in the comments below, as we would love to hear what they are. We always like to know what it is that works for you. And if you've got any suggestions of anything else you'd like me to do a video on, please pop it in the comments and I'd be more than happy to do that for you. If you found this video helpful, please give it a thumbs up and subscribe to our channel for more insights and share it with anyone you think may benefit. Remember, you're not alone and there are multiple ways to better your life, one step at a time. Thank you for watching and I'll see you in the next video. Bye for now.